Hey everybody, DIY Darren here. Back on the channel doing a review of my Scag V Ride II with the 37 horsepower Vanguard with fuel injection. Let's see here. I just posted a few days ago the review of that Scag 30-inch SFC. Gotten a lot of good comments on that review, so I wanted to make sure I got another review posted of the stand-on here. So we've got, let's see how many hours. 6.1 hours. And we're getting down pretty close to empty. I probably would not try to mow another lawn with the gauge that low without refilling. So we'll say a little bit more than 3/4, almost the full tank of fuel off of 6.1 hours of usage. It's not too bad. That was actually, if you'd watched one of my earlier reviews, that was one of the things I kind of wanted to watch because I got the bigger 37 horsepower Vanguard instead of the, I believe it's a 23 horsepower Kawasaki. So fuel consumption was one of the things I was going to keep an eye on. I'm happy with that. So let's go peek around the mower here and see what we got. And I will say, usually I blow my mower off before I trailer it at every property. It just takes 10 seconds. And it was raining out when I went to put this back on, so I did not blow it off the last time. And you can tell I got grass piled up everywhere. But all in all, I really, I don't think I have anything negative to say in this review. I've been nothing but impressed with this mower. With the first round of cuts out of the way in the 6 hours. Also, as you can see from the foot pedal here, I installed a Grassflap. I'll try talking about that too while we're here today. But all in all, very, very comfortable operator platform. This is the first stand-on that I've ever owned. Always used 0 turns before. So I was kind of concerned, you know, how my legs would hold up, my knees would hold up, that kind of stuff. No issues whatsoever. In a prior review, I did mention how underneath here you can adjust these 2 rubber bouncers that the plate bounces on. It came in the forward position, I believe. There's 3 positions. I can't remember if it came in the middle position or the forward position, but I moved it all the way to the back. I actually moved it to the back because it allowed the plate to sit about 1 inch lower. I'm 6'1", and that 1 inch seemed to help me feel like my center of gravity was better on the mower. But the further back you move that, the point of it, I guess, is to create a softer ride. If you use one of the forward positions, the ride gets a little stiffer. I've got it in the softest ride position. I think it's fine. And like I said, it gives me that 1 inch lower center of gravity. So the operator station's nice. I like this. The one thing I will say, and I don't know how they would change it, but the throttle and the PTO engage, I'm always catching myself trying to reach through. Like my hand, you know, your hands are here on the sticks and you want to naturally go down. You've got to come out behind the I call these the balance bars. You got to come out behind that rear balance bar to get down and reach it. And so if you're out mowing and your throttle is all the way up, you've really got to, you know, come all the way back and reach up to pull it down. Little minor thing. Nothing that affects the quality that much, just a weird habit. I'm sure I'll get used to it as time goes on. Deck control is right here. For this being my first stand-on, this is the number one thing I have to make an adjustment to personally. I'm so used to having a foot pedal to lift the deck. A lot of customers have rocks in their yard, whatever. All of a sudden, at the last second, you see something you're going to run over. My foot could touch that pedal and raise the deck, and I wouldn't hit it. And that's just not an option on any stand-on mower, not just this one. You just, you know, your hands are on the controls. You don't have time to grab for the deck. The thing I will say about this deck too, it's very heavy. I mean, of course, all decks are heavy. But when you're lifting it, you got to put some effort into it to get it back up into transport. That's kind of surprising. I'm a little surprised they don't have, you know, a heavier duty spring assist on there or something like that to help you. Not that big of a deal. I'm a tall, you know, bigger guy. It's not going to ruin my day, but it'd be nicer if I didn't have to lift that all the time. I really like this parking brake. The location is good, but I like the way that it functions. If you come down, hopefully I can get this on here because everything is black. So it's the parking brake is this. So when you set that brake, this plate presses into the tire. I'll try to do it here, one-handed from the side. So the mower really isn't going to go anywhere. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you're trailering, I kind of think that it is. Very helpful to keep the mower where it's supposed to be, and not have to tie it down quite so tight. You're not going to have any play in the wheels at all. The mower deck, honestly, I can't say enough about this mower deck. We're still in what I always refer to as the wet season here in Western New York, just outside of Buffalo. So the grass has been very long. The ground is very soft. And, you know, right now it's growing faster than you can keep up with it. In fact, it's raining outside right now. I don't know if you can hear it hitting the metal roof on my barn. This deck cuts better than any lawnmower I've ever owned. It does not clog. No matter how fast you go, you turn around and look behind you. There's no uneven spots. Cuts everything perfect. Very, very impressed with that. I like the smooth front casters. The last mower that I had, these were actually rubber tires. They didn't have a lot of traction or anything, but there were a few lines in them. And when you went over dog crap, it would always catch the dog crap and it'd get stuck in there. With these smooth ones, it doesn't do that. So that's an added bonus in addition to not tearing up your turf. No dog poop sticking. So come around here to the side. So I've got my grass flap on that I mentioned earlier. It came in the night before I had to go out and mow. It took longer to get here than I thought, so I'm actually not done with this installation. It works. I just haven't taken the time to trim off this back and use a heat gun to bend it around. So it's just sitting on there straight right now. You can see in the front, I've got one customer that likes their lawn cut at 1.5 inches, which is absolutely crazy. And I think my grass flap caught on something while it was closed, so it bent the front back. That's okay. We got some extra room there. So yeah, cannot say enough about this deck. You know, I mean, it's a commercial mowing deck. It's going to be good no matter what. I do like the distance. I'm not even sure. I should have measured this before I did the video to see what the width of that discharge chute is. I can't wait for the fall when we've got to deal with leaves. On my zero turn, you know, at some point when you're chopping up leaves, it's going to get clogged. But this discharge is, I would say, this is just a guess, but a good 3 to 4 inches wider. So I'm hoping that helps with the leaves, that it doesn't clog as much. And then of course this wheel is exceptionally dirty. I will admit I did get the mower stuck once already. Anybody who mows commercially, you know, you're gonna get it stuck. It's inevitable. You're gonna get your mower stuck, you're gonna hit things. There's just no way around it. You try to make it, you know, as rare as possible, but it's gonna happen. So this one I had to get my come along and cable out and pull the mower up out of a ditch. Just slid out, just at the last second, slid a little bit and couldn't get out of it, so the one wheel got hung up. So I think that's all I was going to talk about on here. Oh, and I also like this battery box. Not that I need to change the battery yet, but the fact that it's that easy to access is nice, just like everything else on here. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, there's something else that you want to see on here that I didn't talk about, feel free to shoot me a comment. This is just a quick off-the-cuff review with the, whatever it was there, 6.1 hours on the machine and one getting stuck in the ditch. So if there's anything else you want to hear about, just let me know. We'll see what we can do for you. As always, click subscribe and go Bills.